Welcome to the Empowered Podcast with Deanna Merlino, an all-encompassing personal development show where I will be sharing with you just how to transform yourself into the best version of you, both inside and out. From wellness, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and manifestation, I'll be showing you exactly how to live your best life. I will be keeping it as real and raw as it gets. So get ready to peel back the layers and really transform yourself under the surface. Because nothing is better than finding your purpose and living this life as your true, authentic self. Hello, Empowered fam. Welcome back. I have been chilling. I have been just basking in relaxation and taking a breath and just taking a beat, right? I'm so used to being go, go, go all the time. And there's been some really big transitions happening in my business and with myself, and just big decisions being made, big moves being made, deep understandings being integrated, just really gaining clarity on myself and my inner workings and my purpose and my place and my offerings and just all of it. Why am I here? What am I doing? What is important and what is not? Clearing away the fluff, cutting away the fat that is no longer serving myself or my business at this time and place, so that I can give you the best of myself and the best of my offerings and teachings and energy and focus and all the things, right? And so this week's episode is going to kind of be not a continuation, but expanding on the last few episodes, which have been a lot about energetics and strategy and such. I want to talk about looking back on having my largest, it wasn't even a launch, but sale to date. We just wrapped up Black Friday and I had a multi-four-figure sale period. And for some of you, that might not be large, but for me, as far as like a focused sale period, I'm very happy with the results. And I'm very happy with what was put in and what required for that to happen, because it was the least that I have done so far. And so let's talk about this. I want to break this down for you to be able to take some of these keys and implement them into your offerings and your sales and your business and your life and the things that you're doing and putting out there in the ways that you share your gifts and your brilliance and your magic. And so I don't want to dive too deeply into like what I did as far as strategy, because I talked a lot about that in the last episode. So if you didn't listen, go back to that. But essentially, nothing was last minute. Everything was set ahead of time. I had systems in place. I did all of the work ahead of time so that when it came time for the sale to be live, I was present. My energy was high. My energy was clear. I was open to receive. I was open to be there for my clients. I was open for conversations and questions instead of being burnt out, because normally I am the girl who leaves everything to last minute. And I was done with that. I am done with that. That is not the version of me that is going to show up any further. And if that does show up, then I would know that I'm out of alignment somewhere and that a deeper dive would need to be done. Right. And so I just want to talk more about the importance of your energy as a creator, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a healer, as a whatever you are, however you show up in your offerings to the world, why that is so important. And so first things first, your energy has to be clear or you cannot receive properly. It's like a bathtub that's full of gunk, which like your bathtub could be like skin cells and hair and grime and gross stuff, right? The water needs to be drained and you need to clean out the tub and then fill the fresh water. Well, it's the same thing. If you take your vessel, your body as the bathtub, And if you are trying to put out your offer and your energy field, your bathtub is full of panic and fear and doubt and shame and judgment and desperation and lack and scarcity, then like all of that has to be cleared out for the fresh water, the abundance, the prosperity, the connections, the sales to be made. So we always want to be doing everything from a clear energetic channel. And this is actually, I'm going to dive into why that's so important. Like me realizing the importance of this is the birth of a whole new offering of mine that will be coming. And it's one that it will be my highest ticket container because it's so important. And it's where my heart really lies. Like this is where I'm at this point in my journey. And I realized with myself how important it was. And now I want to be that for others. So we'll circle back to that. But I aside from the fact that I had the systems in place, and I said this before, but I think that strategy is 20% and energy is 80%. So I had those in place because you do need strategy, right? There needs to be the container to the energy. There needs to, it's like the masculine, the strategy and the implementation and the systems is the masculine energy that's holding that feminine embodiment energy there. If there was no container, if there was no masculine container, and we're talking about energy, we're not talking about male, female, every gender has both energies. Everything has both energies. But if there was nothing to hold that system in place or hold that energy in place, it would just be everywhere. There would be no direction. There would be no clarity. There would be no, format. So there does need to be both. But because we are energetic beings, the energy is the most important. You need a clear channel. You need clarity. You need to be in high frequency. And that's good. If you are not an entrepreneur and you've been hearing these episodes and you're like, dang it, I'm not an entrepreneur. This totally ties to like us just as humans. You need to have clarity and systems, and that could look like, like schedules, routine in your life, and your energy needs to be clear and open and receiving and aligned, or your life isn't going to look that great. Like if your life does not feel good, there's that dissonance there. Something is out of alignment, and that's where you need to look. So this applies both to just everyday normal people and people who are entrepreneurs. And that's not to say that you're not normal, but you get what I'm saying. Like this is more towards professionals and entrepreneurs in the sense of what I'm speaking. But so what I really think was the biggest difference maker, the biggest, like what made the difference where I had thousands of dollars coming in? Well, what the difference was is that I have been investing thousands of dollars. And why is that important? Not only, like you've probably heard coaches say you have to invest in order to make money back. There's a couple of reasons why. One, if you are not holding yourself to the, if you're not at that level, if you're not holding yourself to the standard that you're willing to pay for coaching and mentorship or the program or the guidance or the teaching or the training, then who are you to ask for people to pay that back for you? And so if you have maybe you have this huge high ticket offer that you're offering, and high ticket just means it's a higher price point, right? If you have a higher price point that you're offering and no one's banging on your door to come get it, energetically, you're not in alignment. You have not invested that. How can you expect for that to be reciprocated? And we're going to talk about that from an energetic standpoint with the universal laws so that it makes sense. There is the universal law of cause and effect. And this is also the law of karma, but essentially like what you reap is what you sow. What you plant is what will bear. It does not matter what you plant, whether good or bad, indifferent. The universe doesn't have a sense of good and bad. It's us as humans, what perception we have of things, right? Like the meaning that we put to something. So it doesn't matter. But what matters is that no matter what it is that you plant, that is what you're getting back. If you plant a banana, you're going to get a banana plant. So we'll call that, if you plant something good, you're going to get something good back. Now, if you plant a smashed beer can, you can't expect to get a banana to come out as a banana plant. Does that make sense? Like If you plant something, that's what you're going to get in return. You can't have negative thoughts, negative behaviors, negative tendencies, doubt, fear, shame, lack, harm, hurt, scarcity, all the things, and then expect positive love, joy, abundance, prosperity, wealth to come out on the other side. What you put in, you have to put in knowing that that's the right thing for you in alignment. And what you're going to get back is going to be what you plant. Now, let's take this a step further. The law of compensation is that same law, but it's all about compensation financially, gifts, abundance, prosperity, wealth. I have been investing in higher ticket containers, higher coaching. And now all of a sudden, people are buying and wanting to buy and asking for what would be a higher ticket container. I am now an energetic match. I have opened my channel mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, consciously, subconsciously to be in resonance with that frequency, with that vibration. I have done it so I can wrap my head around it. I understand it. And if I gave it, I'm open to receive it. Does that make sense? So when you see, and maybe it's not me, maybe I'm not the coach for you. If you're here, I would love to think that I am. Maybe I'm not the mentor for you. I hope that I am, especially again, if you're hearing this. But if I'm not, that's okay. The most important thing is that you find a program you want to invest in. You find a coach or a mentor that you want to invest in, a teaching, a school, whatever, an experience that you want to invest in, because then you will also open yourself up for that as well. So looking at this law of compensation a little deeper, there's really key important components. When you give something, you really want to be doing it authentically. And this could be money. We're looking at money. So we're talking about it. You want to do it because you know that it's best for yourself. You know that you're going to get something from it. And from that thing, you're going to be able to help more people. Like I always want to expand and grow. Yes, for myself, but because then I can share those gifts and those teachings and integrate that into myself to be a better coach, teacher, person, friend to you. When you're doing it from a place of because it's authentic and with integrity, that is the real difference maker. When you're doing something, when you're giving, you're volunteering, you're donating, you're doing something just because you're like, what am I going to get out of it? What do I get back? You are then going to still be resisting all the goodness that's trying to come in because you're doing it with the wrong intention in mind. Intention is everything. Energy cannot lie. You cannot skip this. Like if you are not at a place where you cannot give without wanting to get something back in return, then you have inner work to do. And that's what I help people do. Like if you're not to a place where you can't give something without expecting something in return, then there's some work that needs to be done. And again, you always have to take care of yourself first. Yes. But then what are you going to do with that? I am going to have a very rich and abundant life so that me and my family have a rich and abundant life. And I can help others with my time and resources and knowledge to live rich and abundant lives. It's a cycle. It's always continuing. And to dive even deeper in this law of compensation is that not only does the energy that you're giving and expecting back important, but you have to be grateful for what you have now, or you cannot get more, you will not get more, or you will not keep more. You have to be thankful and grateful for what you have now. And if you're struggling to be thankful and grateful for what you have now because you're so caught up and focused on what you want in the future, then here's a quick practice. Just look back at your life 5 years ago and imagine that you're that version of yourself 5 years ago, or whatever number feels right. It doesn't have to be 5. It could be a year. It could be 3. It could be 5. It could be 10. It could be 20. But take yourself back to that. And think of all the things that back then you wanted so bad. You wanted to manifest so bad. You desired so bad, whether it's the house, the partner, the kid, the degree, the job, the friends, the support, the money, whatever it is, that 5 year ago or however long ago version of you wanted what you have now so bad, but you're so blinded about the future or what you desire, or maybe even things that have happened to you, that you are forgetting how lucky you are, how fortunate you are, how blessed you are. Again, if you cannot be grateful for the things you have now, regardless of the things that you don't have yet, you need to do some inner work. When you do those things, when you give and know that it will pay off fully, but not expect anything, that'll make the change. When you're grateful for what you have now, even if you don't have the things that you desire for the future as yet, that is what's going to change things. Be focused of what you're planting and the expectations that you have to receive. Like, these are really key points that you can use in everyone's life. Again, not just entrepreneurs, but I just want you to see that this is the difference maker for having a sale, launch, holiday time, whatever, that I'm excited about, that I'm lit up about, where I'm like, okay, let me look back and dissect that so I know what was different this time. That's what was different. If you are afraid of investing in yourself, because that's what it is, this is an investment. And just so you're aware, every investment you make for a coach, for a program, for a mentor, for a teacher, that is a tax write-off as an entrepreneur. So get your investments in before the new year is over so that you can use it as a tax write-off. Like, change your perspective. If you are not able and willing to invest in yourself, truly things are not going to change for you financially in the way that you're hoping for. You might have some success. It might be hit or miss. It might be drip drop. It might be here or there. But if you want to blow the friggin' channels wide open, then that's it. And you might be thinking again, like, well, thousands of dollars isn't that big. Like, I don't know where you're at in your business. For some of you, that may be mind boggling, right? For me, I'm happy with it. And I'm striving for that to continue to grow. Like, why it's big to me is the fact that since that Black Friday sale, it has not stopped. I have made way more money in the last few days in continuation of Black Friday than I normally would. Why? Because I have implemented this process and these systems and this energy work and using the universal laws to my benefit. On it, like, I've integrated it. It's not like I'm going to do it once and never do it again. Like, this is me now. This is what I do. And it continues to keep happening. And I know it's going to continue to keep growing. And so that's why I'm sharing it with you all in real time, because when I implemented it in real time, it changed everything. So yeah, it might be scary to get out of your comfort zone. Don't listen to your ego that's trying to keep you in the safe box. If what you've been doing up until this point is not working, then something different needs to be had. And what got you to this point will not get you to the next point. Like, shifts have to be made. I have the coach. I also have a mentor. I also have an energetic healer who literally works on me multiple times a week on top of doing my own energetic work. Like, the investments are being made. And most importantly, I'm at peace with it. My central nervous system is calm because I have worked through what I needed to work through to no longer be in fight or flight all the time, to know that my investments are the right one. And I listen for the insight on what investments are right for this time and what are not. Like, I trust my insight. So are you working on, growing the connection and nurturing your connection to your divine intuition, the navigation system that is within me and within you? Because that's also what I help people do. We need to know what the right decisions are for us, led by our higher selves who know what is best for us. I used to throw spaghetti at the wall, throw darts in the dark. I don't do that anymore. I don't have to, and I won't ever do it again. So I'm really excited because one of the sales that were made, and it tells me that the time is ripe. The time is now. The offering is correct. And one of the past episodes that I just talked about was like testing your market, so you know what you should be offering. I did that for one of my 8-week spiritual life coaching clients. I adore her. She's amazing. She has been investing in so much for herself. She came to me and Brittany's healing retreats over the summer, has gotten like all of my courses, did the 8-week spiritual life coaching, was in the membership, like all the things. And our time was coming to an end. And she was she was nervous about it. She was having a lot of limiting stuff starting to come up. And it was because that guidance that has been so in depth for the last 8 weeks was going away. And so I was, even though I know I've teased it a little bit, but even though I had an offering that I know I want to launch at around the new year, I'm actually going to be launching a manifesting program on January 1st, which we'll get all the deets about that later. But after that, I will officially be launching my mentorship, not coaching. Coaching is teaching. Coaching is, it's more of like a teacher role. My mentorship will be helping you walk through your life to create the program, to work on the energetics, to guide you, more of like a guiding than a teaching through all of the stuff, the things that come at you at life, helping you see your blind spots, giving you that support. And so I told her, I let her know that this was going to be coming. And she was like, I'm super interested in it. And I ended up offering it to her at beta testing because the program's not live yet. And she was like, yes, I'm in, like done. Those are the type of clients that I want to work with, where it is not, you don't even have to think twice. Like you just know you're supposed to be here. That is the right thing for you. And you jump, even if it is a stretch, because it was a stretch for her financially, but she was like, nope, this is what I need. I'm so excited. Like, this is what I want to do. And so I sat with it, and I wanted to talk about this because if you have been a client of mine in the past who has done my 8-week spiritual life coaching program, or we've worked together intensively, or you are an entrepreneur or a professional. So, for example, this client of mine, she is an educator and she's in a coaching role in that as well. So she is not an entrepreneur, but she is a professional. Like, this is for a high caliber of clientele who has that mentality of they're willing to do the hard work. They're willing to look at the hard things. And it's not me dragging them through it. It's, okay, this is coming up. What do I do with this? Okay, this is coming up. This is how I'm feeling. I want to talk about this with you. Not me saying, okay, this came up. This is a message from your higher self. This is the guidance. And then you do nothing about it. And then the pattern continues. And then you're crying about why the pattern's continuing. Like this program, this container, this mentorship is for the people who are committed to growth, committed to investing in themselves, committing to making change, committed to wanting to be the best versions of themselves and doing what is best for them. And me being there along the way, me giving you my guidance and expertise and knowledge in your systems, in your offerings, in all of your things. But I'm not going to drag you through the mud, but I will hold your hand. If that spoke to you, you know which one of those you are. If it hurt, that's okay. I still love you. We're all on our own timeline. None is better than the other. I still have all my other offerings. I now will have low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket offerings. So wherever you are comfortable, you are welcome in all the places. I will still give you all of my love and attention in all of the places. But I'm being very called to this next phase of tending to high caliber clients who are in alignment with where I know I can be most impactful, which is helping you to impact others. And that's the best way I can do it. So again, if you are someone who I've worked closely with, or you're an entrepreneur, or you are a professional who is soul led, you are led by a higher purpose bigger than yourself, and you are interested in beta testing this program before it goes live for a massive discount, then I am open to you reaching out to me and us having a conversation and seeing if it's a fit, because I want this offering to be perfect when it goes live in January so that I can be the most impactful to other people. So This episode was just a lot of me working through all the things that are coming up, where I'm at, where I'm going. I'm also really excited because I am having my manifesting reset and recharge retreat Saturday, January 6th in Buffalo. It's one night, all inclusive. And I only had that on pre-sale up until this point, up until December 1st. And there is officially only one spot left. Or if you have someone that you want to share a bed with that wants to come to, then you guys can share a bed. It's a queen bed. And the price will be lower for you. I would accommodate that. But other than that, there's only one spot left. And I just got off pre-sale. So like the people who know that it's time to be in my world, I am here for you. And the people who are still watching from the sidelines, I still love you. The people who are just here for the free content and the knowledge and the like going at your own pace, I still love you. But the people who are ready to jump, you light me up. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. So take whatever you need from it and implement it into your own life so that you can be the lighthouse in your world as we continue to just make it all a better place. And you know what? I know this is getting kind of long, but there's one thing that just popped into my head that I knew coming into this episode that I wanted to share. And as I was just doing that little bit of a closing, it came back in. When it comes to the law of compensation, most people, especially because of programming from society or, as children, we were told things like, only take what you need and nothing more. That's greedy. Or I've heard it a lot in like religious spaces, like not living in abundance, essentially. And I have always thought that was a crock of crap, because again, the more I have, the more I can give. The less I have, the less I can give. So why would we want to have less? We all want more so we can help others have more, right? Well, in the law of compensation, it is really important that you know that this is the proof that you are meant to, you deserve to, it is your divine birthright to be paid abundantly and per your worth, per the energy you put forward, per your value add, without questions, without hesitations. There's so many of us, especially in the spiritual space, which I'm going to hit on in a second, but it doesn't matter what space you're in. We all have been taught that well, if I'm a good person, then I'll do it for free because that's what good people do. No, crock of shit, calling it out. You deserve to, you are meant to be immensely rewarded for your value add and what you give to others and what value add you give to the world. Especially as spiritual entrepreneurs, as spiritual people, we are it's demonized in the industry that you're supposed to do it all for free. If you can heal people, do it for free. If you have this knowledge, it must be shared for free. And yes, again, I give endlessly free content, AKA here, right? But when someone's coming to you for close proximity, when someone's coming to you for knowledge that you created or value add that you created or skills that not everyone has, you 100% are meant to and should be rewarded endlessly for that. Do not let anyone else make you think differently. It's just negative programming that has continued to go on throughout life that stops here. The buck stops here. No matter what you do, if you are offering a service to other people, you don't have to do it for free. You have bills, you have things to take care of, you have dreams to tend to, experiences to experience. And guess what? That takes money and does not make you a bad person for asking to be paid in relation to what you offer, that energetic exchange. Because again, money is nothing more than energy. If I am allowing you to expand into the highest version of yourself, if I am holding space and offering something that is allowing you to crack open, to be your best self, to be the vessel that can now receive all of the abundance, prosperity, wealth, knowledge for yourself, and that cycle continues, absolutely, I expect to be paid for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do not let anyone tell you any differently. And that's another thing, this mentorship program that I'm going to be offering for entrepreneurs and for professionals, I am going to be doing all of the energetic work behind the scenes. We are going to bring up all of the things that you don't even realize are holding you back. So you stop having a barrier between yourself and success and wealth in the way that you want to. Your limiting beliefs, any negative energy that is lingering in your field, in your house, in your offerings, in your social media, in the programming that you use, all of it. Everything is made of energy. So every single thing takes on negative energy. So I will consistently throughout the week be working on all of the energetics so you can focus on being your highest frequency in the most clarity and showing up in the most potent and powerful way, because all of the energy work, all of the channels are being busted open on the backside. So really excited to bring this offering forward. And I think that there are so many good little nuggets planted throughout this episode, no matter who you are and what you do. So I hope you find them in this. And I think that'll do it for this week's episode. So I love you all so much. I hope you have the best day, the best week as always. And I can't wait to see you next week on the Empowered with Deanna Merlino podcast. Sending love. Take care. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to find out more, you can follow me on Instagram at Empowered with Deanna and my personal page, Fit Deanna Lolita. You can also visit me on my website, which is deannamerlinofit.com. Make sure that whatever platform you guys are listening on, please rate and subscribe. And this means so much to me. It's going to help get me out there to help so many other people. I'm so grateful that you're here with me on this journey of wellness and self-empowerment. I cannot promise that it will always be easy, but I do know that it will always be worth it. Stick with me, and together, let's start living as the version of us that we were meant to be. Because the world is waiting for your gifts, and you deserve to live the life of your wildest dreams and beyond. So friends, let's get empowered.